What is up, ladies and gents? Kknowley here. Welcome back to another Payday 2 video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Breakfast in Tijuana heist. It's the first of the 3 DLCs added in the most recent Silkroad expansion, the Heist DLC. So what I'm going to do is run you through the heist, both in loud and stealth, and then work out some of the pros and cons of this heist, so we can inform that decision of whether it is a worthwhile pickup or not. Without further ado, let's get into it. So to start things off, I'll run you through the general premise of the heist in both stealth and when you want to go in guns a-blazing. If you choose to go in stealthily, your first objective is to get inside the police building, skirting through the parking lot. You have a few potential points of entry, but make sure you remember to turn the glass alarm power off if that's how you choose to advance. Next, you'll have to head upstairs and look for the Chief of Police's PC, using this to gain access to a couple of essential locations in order to get Almir, I being Harudin, out and his crimes are wiped from the record books. This is where the most formless part of the heist begins, asking you to find an ID tag without giving you much of a clue to its location. This may well be a source of frustration to some, but I found it generally familiarised me with the layout of the map and gave me a chance to explore. Once you've managed to get your hands on the ID tag, we head to the evidence room and look to dispose of the case against Harudin, shredding or blending these documents in one of 2 locations. Now it's time to liberate our friend. We again get access codes to the armory this time, grabbing a door breaker to prise open the jail cell access. Here we find and cut free Vlad's brother with a bolt cutter, again found somewhere within the station, and sneak him out through the garage in a previously stolen police uniform. Completing the heist once we find him the car keys, which is by far the most unintuitive and repetitive section of the mission. As you can probably tell, this mission is not overly lengthy, which is both a blessing and a curse. I found that it was shortened by a lack of arbitrary waiting sections, which is obviously great, but it was also maybe slightly bare bones and lacking an overall nuance. The loud approach to this mission goes much the same: drill or blast our way into the evidence room, burn the evidence while protecting the sprinklers, hack your way into the armory and gain forced access to the interrogation room, and finally escape with the prisoner, again having zero fun finding the right car keys, and escape by a surprise airlift, which is a brief holdout section. Nothing too fancy, maybe slightly disappointing from an innovation standpoint, and definitely not too hard. This heist comes, of course, with a new set of achievements, these being fairly simple to complete due to no difficulty setting requirements, and generally being quite intuitive, such as completing the heist as a pacifist, finding all the hidden medals, or grabbing all additional loot. So, let's talk about the heist from a value-based standpoint. I found it to definitely be quite fun and paced really well, without limiting or annoyingly placed objectives, meaning it's definitely a great build testing heist. The location, setting and visual design was pretty nice for a 7-year-old game running on the diesel engine, so no complaints here. I found the layout to be solid and well interlinked, making routing and stealth something that you have to consider, and meaning you can path intelligently to avoid assault blockades in loud. I'm very pleased the mission has a variety of approaches and feels well balanced across both stealth and loud. Great if you're after some variety to your gameplay. Now, I doubt this matters to many of you, but seeing as how the game has been on a drastic sale recently, it may help some. As the mission is quite short, you can use it as a decent way to level up, granting you over 1 million experience per 15 minutes if you become reasonably efficient at clearing the heist on death sentence. On the other hand, the issues with the DLC are just as notable. It's not overly challenging, which is predominantly an issue for veteran players looking to test their skills, but also reduces the time you're likely to spend on the heist overall, for better or for worse. I would be lying if I said I wasn't slightly disappointed by the lack of innovation, and I imagine many will be slightly put off by the unintuitive scavenger type objectives. Most damningly, it's really quite short, especially when compared to the other Silkroad DLC heists, which is always something to consider when valuing a purchase. I was also somewhat disappointed by the lack of heist-to-heist randomization, finding every experience I had with it to be quite samey. Finally, and this is something quite minor to most players, the new pre-planning options advertised by the ARG, which I was very excited for, are all essentially identical in function, not being half as interesting as Lot Breacher may have at first indicated. In all, I have to admit I've genuinely enjoyed this heist and have played through it quite a number of times and completed all achievements before coming to this verdict. So I'd love to call it a good purchase because of how much fun my time with it has been. Sadly, Objectively, the factors holding it back, especially the comparative length to other DLC content, makes it hard to recommend from a value for money standpoint. As such, I'm going to recommend a sale pickup for most fans of the game, given that would draw it closer to its content's worth. It certainly is fun, but it certainly isn't anything new, so I feel like an average rating is the best I can give it, despite how much enjoyment I personally have gotten out of it. That does it for this video. As I mentioned, somewhat of a cautionary pickup recommendation from me. I personally have really enjoyed it, but I've seen a lot of other players out there saying they're not a huge fan. As ever with any Heist DLC and Payday 2, you have the ability to go out and try it before you buy it, which is excellent. If you have a friend that has the DLC, hop in their lobby and you can give it a go for yourself. Anyway, on this channel, stay tuned because while this heist may fall short in some respects, the update brought us 2 additional DLCs, which I'm also really eager to cover, so those will be coming out over the next couple of days. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you there.